Let's get the dance party started. Proud Americans packing the house for the 7th annual Fox Nation Patriot Awards. First Lady Melania Trump accepting the Patriot of the Year award for inspiring the nation to embrace ambition and champion compassion through her advocacy for children. And Erika Kirk accepting Fox's first Charlie Kirk Legacy Award with an emotional speech. Watch.
I know this award is about legacy. It's about my legacy, our children's legacy, my husband's legacy, but it's also about your legacy. He knew that evil wins when good people stay silent. And so for the rest of my life, I will make sure that I don't stay silent.
Let's embrace the spirit of ambition, embrace different perspectives, even opposing ones. Open your mind, then change the world through your talent and hard work.
Very inspiring words. And of course, there were some surprise guests, including Secretary of War Pete Hegseth, hitting up his old stomping grounds with this speech.
As I've said, no more gender quotas, no more DEI, no more climate change. No more dudes in dresses. We're done with that.
Wow, the Secretary of War has quite a potty mouth. But he did give out an incredible service award to Major James Capers Jr., a Vietnam veteran Marine. So how did the Secretary do? How was he received?
Obviously, they were pleased, at least in that auditorium. And everybody I talked to in the military, a lot of the cops were they were in the reserves. And so, like, you know, you'd lose them once a year for a week, and then you'd lose them on the weekends. And they were guys that every commanding officer wanted, because they understand the structure, they understand the organization, they know how to take orders, they know how to give orders. And so I am very happy to hear what he just said there. I think in the military, no more military dudes in dresses is a bumper sticker that I can get on board with. I hope that we see it. That was very important. Here's another thing I thought was very important. DJ Daniel, make him an ambassador for law enforcement,
like
please.
Metallica.
All right, the kid is out there.
Oh, he was so sweet.
He's so cute. Everybody loves the guy. He's a heartbreaker, but, you know, he wants to be involved. He's only 13. He's got a school and stuff. I get it. But, you know, you want kid, what did the Jesuits say? Give me the child till 7, I have him for life, right? So you want to get into that cognitive aperture and let kids know, you know what? They're not all Nazis. This is a good career for you, and it's something that's worthwhile. Clearly, he was well brought up. He understands that. Get him out there doing that kind of thing. And I just got to touch on the Charlie Kirk thing because obviously it was so inspiring. Look, let's just remember something. There's nothing more important here than Charlie Kirk's legacy, because Tyler Robinson, the accused, did what he did allegedly because of how effective Kirk was. And Kirk was taking away a toy from the left, which is kids. All right? He was getting to the high school kids. He was getting to the college kids. From to the left, that's their bailiwick. Don't take away our toy. And that's why they targeted him. That's why he became such a threat to them. And they got to get exactly the opposite of what they tried to do there. And that now resides with Erika. Erika, Godspeed to you.
Yes, and what a beautiful speech she gave, the award you presented along with Jason and Brittany Aldean. So what was it like seeing her for the first time since the very emotional interview that aired between you and her this week on your show?
Well, she seemed different. Obviously, she had seen the interview. It was the first time she'd ever seen herself since the memorial service in Arizona, and since she said that thing the week after to the nation of the assassination. So it was hard for her to watch, but she had processed it, and she had, I think some of the pain had been relieved. You know, when you talk about things, it's definitely therapeutic, and it was really good to see her. But everyone is asking me the same question. I get this all the time. Where was Greg? And I think everybody needs to understand that Greg is not allowed to come to the Patriot Awards. There have been multiple instances. We're just going to call them instances. It's probably for the best for him that he's not there, and for us.
It was one incident.
There were several incidences. Incidents. But you were missed, Greg. And actually, that's not true. We were all glad you weren't there. Greg will also not be at the 8th
Patriot Awards dinner. Oh, but we love you, Greg.
Shots fired, Greg. A response?
Well, I didn't go because I wasn't getting an award, and you know that's part of the deal. I wanted sexiest patriot, but you know what? So I think like last night is important on a larger scale. It's an example of making your own culture, which is important because culture shapes your thoughts, and you are what you think. And if you're thinking about what the Oscars or what the Grammys want you to think, you're screwed. You look at social contagions like the trans movement, right? That came from a culture that repeated a message over and over again into young minds, shaping brains. So this is kind of an effort by Fox, whether they even know it or not, is to kind of shove the stuff that we get every day that takes up your shelf space, your mental shelf space, shove it aside. Here's some better stuff. And it's going to sound hokey and corny because it is. But you need positive and uplifting stuff. So you can watch this and you can go, this is so cheesy. But that's because it's positive. And we live at a time where edgy and new stuff has to be negative and destructive and cool stuff is bad. I used to think that way. I mean, I used to think that like the power of positive thinking was very nerdy and silly and stupid, the Ned Flanders type of character. But you have to understand that destructive concepts in culture do become destructive thoughts, and then they fill your brain. And you can actually change. It's a choice on what you think about and how you think about things. You don't have to be a Luigi Mangione. You know, you don't have to think these horrible thoughts all the time. So I think this is the start of something in my head of creating your own culture, to create your own thoughts, to lead a good life.
You are our Ned Flanders, Greg.
Thank you.
And I just want to thank you. I don't know why you're wearing that bulky sweater to hide that
Elena
sexy
told me not
Patriot
to wear
flag.
this on TV, but it's so cold in
I
here.
feel like you say that every day.
Yes.
Who is Ned Flanders?
He's on The Simpsons. He's the next door neighbor who
Very
when he
Christian.
screams like a girl.
Yeah.
Well, I missed a lot, huh? All right, anyway, go ahead.
Martha,
Greg was just trying to work his way back into the Patriot Awards.
Yeah, no, I'm good. I had to tape a show at the same time.
Okay,
Yeah,
fine with
it's
it.
true.
so Martha, what is it like being in
He's
that
not like
room? I mean,
Ned.
the First Lady is so impressive, but you know, you have Fox News fans, Fox Nation fans who are so excited to see, you know, the people that they watch every single day, and to see the First Lady of the United States. What was that like for them?
I mean, it's
and
a
for
great
you?
night. It's a great feeling, and there are so many people who are so supportive of what we do that they made the trip out there and they bought tickets, and it's a really positive, uplifting environment. Plus, we all get to see each other, except for Greg, and you know, hang out for the night, which we don't get to do all that often. So that was really great. But the one thing I want to say about Melania Trump. It was nice to see her receive an award on her own. And, you know, I was very impressed by what she did in terms of reaching out to Putin. She understands this part of the world. She grew up in Slovenia. She understands what Russian oppression is all about. And she chooses her things very carefully. And she wanted to bring some of those children home, and she accomplished that. So I think that is really important to see what she puts her time and energy into. I also thought it was really interesting that she chose, her message was really capitalism last night. She spoke about the importance of ambition, a spirit of ambition in the nation, innovation, imagination about a prosperous society. And she did that in the same week that we heard Mamdani's speech on the night that he was elected. And in that speech, he went right after President Trump. And one of the things that he said in that speech that really stood out to me, and I thought that Melania's comments were in such stark juxtaposition too. Mamdani said about Trump that he was going to dismantle, Mamdani wants to dismantle the very conditions that allowed him, Trump, to accumulate power. Now think about that. He wants to dismantle the very conditions that allowed Donald Trump to become a real estate tycoon and then president of the United States. He wants to tear down the very conditions that allowed that to happen. Let that sink in. Let that sink in. That is an absolutely anti-merit-based society. It's an anti-capitalist society about tearing down those structures that allowed someone to succeed.
Yeah, and look where it's failed. Eastern Europe, North Korea, North Vietnam, Venezuela, Cuba, the list goes on and on and on. Welcome to New
Only
York.
those places?
Oh, no, there's so many more.
And, you know, one look at Melania there last night, you got to say to you, stop with the fashion filibuster, okay? Put her on the cover of Vogue, for God's sake. I mean, she's the most beautiful, elegant woman we've ever had in the White House. That's a fashion filibuster.
Nobody reads Vogue. It's okay.
Whatever they are, you know, I don't read whatever the magazines
How dare
are, I
you
don't
slight Pat Nixon?
Yeah, teen Vogue. Yeah, okay. Anyway.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.